So we are nearly halfway into June. As we know, next month, July, is the biggest month for movies thus far. Having James Gunn's Superman movie coming out, having the Fantastic Four come out, and also Jurassic World Rebirth. So, interesting. The tickets went on sale early for the Fantastic Four. Probably a good thing, seeing as Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby are doing numbers in making people not want to go watch that movie. Oh, wait, Warstu doesn't criticize Marvel. I really think that press tour is negatively impacting the Fantastic Four movie this far. So as for the Superman cast, Rachel Brosnahan and David, they're actually doing numbers. They're actually doing good things for the movie. And the movie might actually do very good in terms of numbers. So when the ticket sales went on sale for the Superman movie, they dropped a new trailer, which was absolutely freaking insane. I actually think this could be a PDC Superman movie. Yo, Warstu switching up because we're getting close to the movie. No, what I'm doing is just telling you that, yo, that trailer should have been trailer one. Very good trailer. Now, the Fantastic Four trailers, they line up with test screening. They really do. There isn't really much to the Fantastic Four movie, but I do see headlines. I see the headlines. Did Superman beat the Fantastic Four first steps in the first day of ticket pre-sales? Yeah. It looks like that. What you gotta understand is Marvel fans go on about the Fantastic Four. It's Marvel's first family. The Fantastic Four movie has never done well in terms of the box office. Let's be honest. Even though Chris Evans, Jessica Alba, so on and so forth, they've never actually made much money. And I can see why Marvel put ticket sales out pretty fast for the Fantastic Four. Like in the UK, we don't really pre-order tickets. The tickets are now on sale for Superman and Fantastic Four, which is insane because usually here in United Kingdom, the ticket sales come out like 2 weeks before because no one actually pre-books tickets in the UK. So Amazon Prime, you're allowed to see it a little bit earlier in America. There's actually some in the UK, but we don't really do these let's order tickets early thing in the UK. It's kind of weird if you ask me. So I looked online and everyone, I mean, AMC, it's Crash Fandango. It did in America, but when I look at the UK kind of sites, I have 5 cinemas close by. Not one of them is 50% full for Superman. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because as I just said in the prologue meaning earlier, we don't pre-order tickets in the UK. Literally, most people will book tickets a few days before going to watch Superman. It's only the die-hard fans that will go early. So based on ticket sales, yes, you could say Superman is actually beating the Fantastic Four, but as I've just said, that doesn't really mean much. So the Superman movie, from what I'm hearing, and I've spoke to some people who went to the last test screening, the movie does actually sound really good, right? Because allegedly, I don't care what anyone says, they have been told to take out the corny-ass jokes. They have been told to actually change some of the narrative, which is insane. Careful with words, I don't want to ruin your life. So apparently, Superman's dad, Jor-El, sent Superman to conquer Earth, although they've now changed the narrative for it to be like, yo, I was sent here to protect Earth, which is the way it should be. And I mean, I'm going to die on this wall, right? I'm slowly starting to accept the Trunks because they're supposed to look stupid, right? They do look stupid, but as long as the actor is self-aware to know they don't look good, and no one thinks they look good, they just want this comic book accuracy thing, which I don't really get because comic book accuracy doesn't really work in live action. So the marketing budget is very high for this movie. So in Egypt, the pyramids, there's literally a Superman flag. You are not allowed, like you are literally not, you can get arrested. You're not allowed to touch the pyramids, right? It's pretty cool. But as I've said, right, we don't know what the real marketing budget is, right? And we also don't know what brand deals they've got to accumulate money back. You could say they're going to, accumulate 50 to 100 million back in brand deals, product placement, so on and so forth. But it is actually insane that they've got promos in New York, in Mexico, in Brazil, in the Philippines, in Mexico, in London, in France, under the Eiffel Tower. They must be spending a lot of money. And also not so much here in Europe, in the UK, but mainly in America. Allegedly, Superman is literally everywhere. So this is a good thing, right? They're getting brand awareness, they're getting out there. Because let's be honest, I know you guys are going to say, oh, the Snyder versus Zack Snyder. Nothing to do with Zack Snyder, right? Nothing to do with Zack Snyder. This is Walter Hamada, Toby Emmerich. They ruined DC. It was not Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder left years ago. I guess you guys can say I'm a Snyder bro, even though there's a picture of me and Zack Snyder on my Instagram. No, I'm not a Snyder bro. Although, at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice on Instagram. Also got a channel there where I can post this kind of stuff. Yes, I think this movie will financially do well, but at the same time, if the rumors are true They've spent up to 200 million US dollars on marketing. And if the rumor is true, the movie's costing 250, which means rule of thumb is basically 3 times the movie to make money. But I guess, you know, cinemas take a 50% cut. So realistically, 500. Then if you add 200 or 100, 600. So realistically, this movie has to do 500-600. But to be financially successful in the eyes of everyone else, the movie's going to have to do 800 million, which I actually honestly think it could do now. Not only that, I'm not saying it's exclusive to Superman because even Godzilla and Kong have done this. Even Godzilla's appeared in Fortnite. We've had Demon Slayer. We've had JJK, anime, literally every pop culture space project has really appeared in Fortnite. So having Superman in Fortnite doesn't really mean much, but it is brand awareness. And I do believe they are targeting the right kind of audience for this movie, which is essentially children. Now, I know the biggest criticism for Henry Cavill's version of Superman was it was too dark, but have you all seen this trailer? Oh, this is PG-13. God, some of these scenes are pretty savage, if you ask me. So based on the information I've been told on the most recent test screening, sure, I've not seen it with my own eyes. Sure, it's not like a 2-hour breakdown. It's just a skeleton plot of what happens throughout. So yeah, based on the most recent test screening information I have, and also the ending, it appears this movie does set up for a sequel. And then James Gunn comes up and says, yes, I'm not working on a sequel. I wouldn't say it's a sequel, but it's kind of another Superman movie. So people seem to think we're getting a world's finest movie with Batman Superman. And to be fair, at this stage, because the Batman 2 doesn't look like it's ever going to see the light of day, I actually would like to see Robert Pattinson be the DCU Batman. Now I've changed my mind. Although I still think Alan Richardson from Jack Reacher, he was also Hank in Legends. Was it Legends Tomorrow? A DC project. But yeah, even though I'd love to see him be the DCU Batman, if they do decide to make Robert Pattinson the DCU Batman, that would be cool because are we going to get to see the Batman 2? I don't know. James Gunn says yes. The Batman 2 is pinnacle to our plans. It's nearly been 5 years since we've seen the first Batman. I don't think we're ever going to see it again. So if they come out a week after this movie comes out at Comic-Con and deliver, or in fact, even if this Batman post-credit scene of you see a Bruce Wayne but you don't see the figure, if they come out at Comic-Con this year and reveal who the new DC could actually, well, we can't really say DC's back because although Zack Snyder's movie did financially make a profit, DC's never really, I mean, it has with the Flash, Arrow, and the Arrowverse stuff. DC's never really been there on the big stage in live action, and I hate to say that, but it hasn't really, even with Zack, you can't say that, you're a Zack Snyder fanboy. I just did say it. Like, because it wasn't received well, DC's never actually been there properly. So I really wish James Gunn, Rachel Brosnahan, David Cornsweet, I really wish them the best of luck with this launch because realistically, the movie is pretty much Superman, but there are lots of different interpretations of Superman. Like I keep saying, Zack Snyder's version was a version of Superman. There is so many dark and gritty versions of Superman. Superman's not just light, happy-go-lucky all the time. Yeah, lads need to learn that. There's lots of different interpretations of Superman. And there's lots of interpretations of every different character. But this Superman movie has to bang. So I really hope it can do $800 million. I don't really believe the buzz of the ticket sales online because, let's be honest, lads, they're inflated. But hopefully, Jurassic World Rebirth does well. I want them all to hit $800 million, but if you're going to go like from track record, Jurassic World's going to dominate all of them, but it probably won't, but it could do. But I hope Fantastic Four, even though Pedro Pascal isn't a very good actor, I really hope his movie does well because Marvel's in trouble. The Thunderbolts lost money. Even though The Thunderbolts was a good movie, but it comes down to the following. The box office always comes down to, does the general audience, and by general audience, I don't mean people watching YouTube videos like this. I don't mean people on Twitter. I mean people that will have no interest in pop culture. They will literally go watch a movie based on the trailer, and that is it. I really hope it hits them target audiences because marketing is supposed to get you hyped, and reviews, no one really cares for reviews nowadays because everyone knows that the reviews have their bias. You know, these people that go to see, I mean, sometimes I get to see what movies early, but I'm always honest. But most people that put these reviews out and these reactions, you know why they're doing it, and that's probably why I'm not liked because I won't sugarcoat shiz, is they're doing it to get their name on the trailer, get their name on the billboard, and you already know the headlines of both the Fantastic Four and Superman movie. It's going to be like the greatest Superman movie ever. Go watch it on the biggest screen ever. I'll tell you a story, lads. So in the UK, we have BFI at the Waterloo, right? It's the biggest screen in the UK. I don't like watching it on that screen. It's not a good screen. It's just because the screen's bigger doesn't necessarily make it bigger. But you're going to get them head like, watch it on the biggest screen ever. But yeah, hopefully this movie does well. I think the marketing's great so far. They've probably spent too much on it. The movie sounds pretty cool. The ending sounds like it does set up a further movie. I don't know if the Brainiac and, you know, Hal Jordan Green Lantern scenes are true, but if that is true, I think this movie will do great. The fact they're going to pull Supergirl into it, because Krypto is Supergirl's dog, I think that really would help her movie as well. I'm actually looking more forward to Supergirl movie. That's because I think it'll be fire. So like always, guys, let us know. And Warstu hasn't switched up. I've just changed my opinion a little bit based on information that I've been told. So like always, guys, I'll catch ya in another video very soon. Catch ya later.